Hello Aquarius! Hello and welcome into your general tarot card reading for November of 2018. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start your reading from a message, a spiritual message. Then, nextly, I'm going to pull 8 cards and I'm using golden Rider-Waite deck. I'm loving it. And I'm going to pull into rows, 4 cards in 4 rows, into rows. What I'm talking about, 2 rows. So, those are going to be representing the 4 weeks of November. And those 4 are going to kind of serve as additional narrative. Going to kind of give us more depth to it. And because I like my reading having some kind of focus, I'm going to pull additional 3 cards. And there's another wider, I cannot even pronounce it. I'm so sorry. So this card is it's about what to focus on, what to release, and this is a suggestion of the best way forward. Some kind of way of thinking or actions to take, they're going to be most conducive to you, and this is going to serve as additional commentary. One of those ring cards. So, Aquarius, without further ado, let me put my glasses on and see what's the message. Believe. Aquarius, I'm loving it. I'm loving it already and I have a goosebumps going. So, Aquarius, what does it say? The force that works through you, through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible, the difference between success over failure, and above all who you are, is the power of your belief. And that is so true. That is so true. What we believe becomes our reality. So, Aquarius, believe in yourself. Let's see what the November may hold for you. So we have a 2 of Pentacles. We have a Queen of Pentacles. We have a Star. We have the High Priestess. We have 6 of Swords. We have 4 of Cups. We have the World. And we have 8 of Wands. What to focus on? 9 of Swords. What to release? 6 of Cups. And what is the best way forward? King of Cups. Wow. So the November, for some of you, might start from balancing out. It's something about to do. You might have a problem with finances. You might have a problem with not enough money coming in and too much of going out. Equally, it might be about priorities, understanding what you should choose. It might be also about the choices. Some of you might be presented with 2 job offers, 2 different priorities, and it's about focusing on things that are the most important. So if you have indeed kind of financial problems, it's understanding what is necessary, what is nice to have. And there might be some kind of also emotionally you might go in up and down, but you're able to do it. Basically what they say, whatever you're faced with, you're able to do it and manage it, even though you don't think you can. They say yes, you can. And the Queen of Pentacles over here, it's going to be some kind of assistant going to come your way. Someone going to help you. That help might be either as a physical help, so something like you might have some kind of either a loan coming your way, someone is able to assist you in some kind of very tangible way, and taking on board, basically taking on board. And Aquarius, you have a Star and you have Higher Priestess. So I think you might not see yourself or the entirety of situation that you are in full clarity. Because if you're going to look at the Star, this is this beautiful, beautiful naked woman. And can you see something? She doesn't see her own reflection in a pool of water. She does impossible. She stands on water, but she doesn't see her own reflection. So this is all about maybe, and just maybe, Aquarius, you might have a lot of hopes. You might have, I'm hearing, and what I heard, and I do apologize in advance, but what came through is just sometimes you might have a tendency of lacking being practical, and you might be all about the higher understanding, higher ideas, but you might kind of know what you want. You might have this higher understanding what you want, but sometimes might be lacking of know-how how to achieve it. And they say, be more practical. It's almost something is missing in the overall picture of situation. Maybe even your own perception, you might not clearly see yourself for who you are, and most likely because this beautiful woman is absolutely stunning and she doesn't see her own reflection. Aquarius, maybe, and just maybe, you don't see your full potential. You don't see truly for who you are. And I think what just came through is this connection between those two cards. So you might be struggling to kind of find out who you are. You might be struggling to kind of come to the terms with certain things, but equally you're taking yourself for granted, and a lot of things that you do, you might be taking yourself for granted. So this is about centering yourself, being able to recognize your own value, your own contribution, your own true beautiful self. That's what's coming through. And the High Priestess is coming to tell you that's true, because basically you might be either when water is running, and have you ever seen the stream of water? Kind of, it runs, it goes, it flows that direction. Sometimes it's nourishing, sometimes it's just creating a lot of puddles and mud. You need direction. And as this water is kind of running, the High Priest is saying, you need some structure or consistency. And what she's urging to tell you, the Higher Priestess, is all about the consistency. And sometimes is maybe indeed you need some kind of either advice or someone who's going to prompt you in direction of, well, there's a good way, there's a bad way, there is a middle way. That's your options. See and try and see. And I guess that's what she's trying to tell you, that you need kind of I'm hearing the middle way. The middle way. Try and see. And you know within your gut that you for some of you might indeed know in your gut that you need some kind of centering. That's kind of putting things, I don't know, I just see, I don't know how to explain this, but what I see is just putting something around you to give you a structure. It's almost like create some kind of understanding, perception. I kind of outlining what is it that I want to do, what is feasible, what is possible. I don't know how to verbalize it, but that's what's coming through. And then we have a Six of Swords, and Six of Swords might be representing some kind of transition. So it might be representing the physical travel, going from A to B, going through traveling, changing. I'm hearing on business, visiting, traveling. Also transition between a difficult situation to a situation that is far much more manageable. So it's almost like, as you can see, that kind of choppy waters over here and there's a calm water over here. So overcoming. But equally for some of you, because this card has kind of different layers, might be representing coming to terms with something, coming to terms with, you see that there's that boats here in a boat you have those swords. So going away from difficult situation but coming to terms with it or accepting certain things. But what I'm hearing, there are certain things that you don't have to accept. There are certain burdens that you take on board and you kind of accept them as a part of your reality. And what this card is coming to tell you, that is not necessarily the case, and you are in position to change this. And sometimes the ferryman, because this is kind of my representing your feminine and masculine aspect, and there's a child, so it might be representing your inner child, your kind of, or it might be representing your unconscious, your conscious self and your higher self, and this higher self is allowing you to, is guiding you through the process. Equally, one might be representing the not being able to balance the control and like it says, the failure and success. So it's almost fluctuating between running towards the control and giving up the control. So it's almost like this kind of thing where you might have a coping mechanism that's going to help you to run through the whatever difficulty, but equally allowing dragging the past, dragging something that was not conducive to you, to take it into the future. So this is kind of something to ponder. But whatever is happening, the transition is taking the place. But whatever the transition is taking place, it might not necessarily take you into the realm of where you would ideally like to be. So once again, this is Four of Cups, and Four of Cups is talking about, as you can see, he's sitting on a higher ground. There's a tree behind him. He's being grounded, and he's grounding himself, and life is kind of presenting with the cup, and that might be, and I'm going to show you what I mean by it, because I think being visual, it always helps. So bear with me, because I've just found it. You see that is representing this kind of this cup, Ace of Cups. So life might be presenting you with the opportunities, but you might be too focused about the ideal, the perfect. And they what the Four of Cups is saying, you going through some kind of transition. You might not necessarily sometimes know where you're going, but don't get yourself being trapped in your own expectations of what you would ideally would like to be. And also it's all about embracing new possibilities. So Four of Cups over here might be representing some kind of boredom, some kind of dissatisfaction with life. But equally it's talking about, okay, if that is really the case, open yourself to something new and entertain the new possibilities. Allow things come into your life. And I think that's what the world is talking about. You cannot go through the door. It's like you cannot have a cake and eat it, basically. Try to imagine she's going through the door, she's going through some kind of transition. As you can see, she's crossing the threshold, and they say you cannot fresh the threshold with the entirety of the baggage that you would like to bring with you. Whatever baggage you have to go through it, have a look and say, okay, this is kind of heavy, this is not really working for me, or I don't want this in my new phase of life, and kind of chuck it away. Chuck it away. Have that kind of new perception, chuck it away. And that's what they're trying to tell you. If you're going to go through this new phase, allow things to slot into the place, because what the Eight of Wands is talking about. Because life is going to chuck things on you, and you might have a lot of plates spinning, and you might have a lot of things going, and you're going to have that feeling, God, this is not allowing me to get what I would like to get ideally. But this is for a reason, because this is about to tell you, Aquarius, hello, how about this? Maybe what you want is not necessarily what you need, and it almost feels like this life going to kind of go, Aquarius, look, I'm going to chuck something in your direction, because it's going to serve you in the long run. And even though you might not see it now, you might not even see that silver lining right now. You might recognize it a little bit later. So it says, release whatever baggage you have, leave it behind. If you indeed go into transition, don't transition with that. What was in the past, it is in the past. If you have some kind of negative past experiences, don't project it into the future. I guess what this is very clearly want to tell you. And you know what? Another thing that came through, and I'm loving it, is to not be so hard and so harsh on yourself. Because if you have a tendency, or if you have a perfectionist streak to you, this is about to tell you, give yourself a credit. And whatever life going to check on you in terms of those things happening, this is about slotting in place and allow it to happen, allow it to take place. This is not a delay, this is creating some kind of new quality and a growth in your life, equally a growth. So take it as a positive thing. And then what to focus on? Your, as you can see, because that might come across heavy, so I'd like you to look at the cards and see what you're saying. This Nine of Swords is representing some kind of it's representing things that we bring to be because we have negative thoughts, or we have a negative thought pattern. So it's about realizing that something, the way how we think or how we perceive the reality, is about how we're doing it to ourselves, and maybe it's just to realize what are you doing to yourself. What's released is the past, childhood, things that taking the past, but to realize that you might be seeing it with the rose-tinted glasses. What's the best way forward? Keeping it all together, and going forward, you can do it. You can achieve impossible. If you can look what this lovely gentleman is doing. He's sitting on a throne. This throne is made of stone, it's heavy, yet it's floating. You're capable of doing everything if you're going to put your mind into it. That's the star. She's standing on water. She's doing impossible. But what you need some kind of, you need this. That's what, I don't know, can I verbalize it or I can convey it the best of my ability, but this is kind of capsuling those two cards, saying you need a focus, and basically what they say, you're able to do impossible. You're able to do impossible things, but you have to pull yourself together and have focus. And that's what they say. The best way forward is to focus. Focus on what is it that you want and kind of go for it. And what is the additional commentary here, Aquarius? It's icer, it's ice. So you might be stuck and get yourself unstuck, basically. It's you're frozen either in some kind of fear of something, or some kind of situation where you feel you are unable to make a move or make a change. And what they say, yes you can. Yes you can. Just unstuck yourself from it. Try to... It's like ice. I think it's frozen water. It's the frozen emotions. So it's all about your perception. So we're kind of circling back to the belief, because the difference between the failure and success is your perception. So you have to believe in yourself. Give yourself a credit over here. You might be too hard on yourself, Aquarius, and if you're suffering, it's nothing wrong with suffering, nothing wrong with being vulnerable. Allow it to run through you instead of being stuck in that situation. Unstuck yourself. I know it's easier said than done, but basically what they say is just flow, recognize for who you are, recognize what is it that you want, and allow others to help you if necessary. Allow others to attend to you, basically. That is the overall message for you, Aquarius. Aquarius, I have to say, I love reading for you, so it's always a pleasure. I'm there with you. So if that reading indeed resonated with you, or you find it helpful, please let me know by commenting, liking and subscribing. Much love to you. I hope you're going to have a smashing November, and bye for now.